You're listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
Hello and welcome to the Headlock Talkover podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. I am Jeremy, joined as always by Jack. How are you, Jack?
I'm alright.
Good. Welcome to our Halloween episode. We've been doing this almost a bloody year, Jack.
I don't know which is scarier.
Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to be covering Extreme Rules 2020, or the horror show at Extreme Rules, as it was better known, which contained the eye for an eye match between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
Do you want to remember that? Because I don't.
No,
Thank you.
no.
Let's talk about some news instead to get our minds off of it. Let's start with the latest episode of Raw, or the one from when we're recording. Can you remind me, if you can remember, because I cannot, if we recorded the conversation where I said Bron Breakker was going to be the next Intercontinental Champion?
I think we did. I think you recorded it. Yeah, well done. Well done.
My knowledge knows no bounds, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that quick, but I thought Bron was going to win it back from Jay. And I hope he keeps that belt design.
Yeah, the belt design's great.
That little touch of blue is beautiful, but we'll see what he does. I just want to get that out of the way, because what we are going to do is we're going to predict Crown Jewel as well.
Yeah,
So we'll do that now as we lean into things. What match should we go for first? Shall we go for that one that is way too obvious and we don't really care about?
Which one's
that? Would be the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending against Dumktrul, Kairi Sane and Io Sky. That was your line.
Yeah, I know.
He says that later in the episode. Look forward to that. Metaphor, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
There's two of them. Why are they called Metaphor?
That's half of Metaphor. No, Dar's not a woman, Jack.
Cool.
Cargill and Blair.
You know what?
Oh, he's going to be different.
I'm going to go for Metaphor.
Oh.
Because they're being pushed.
They were the ones that literally just got squashed by Jade and Bianca.
Yeah, no, I'm going to just because I think might cause some dissension between Belair and Cargill, maybe get that storyline going. Because that's going to be...
I don't see it till the Rumble.
That's going to be that's the WrestleMania match, that is.
Definitely, those two will have a singles match out.
And I reckon a nice long build would be really good.
Well, they've been building it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think Cargill and Belair will definitely retain.
I think you're right, but, yeah, I'm going to go for Metaphor.
But on the plus side, we are starting to see some kind of division forming at last. Because a few months ago, we were like, well, there's Jade and Bianca, there's Chelsea and Piper, and there's Io and Kairi, and that's about it. And I think with the current crop of NXT women, there are a lot of potential to build that division, because it's a stacked division of...
Well, the witches have come and gone again.
Mm-hmm.
I said as soon as they drop the title, I hope they do something with them and not just fade them into obscurity again. And that's exactly what's happened.
Weren't they called the Unholy Alliance? Was that their
official
name? Yeah,
that's what they're officially called, but they're the witches. Come on, let's be honest. It's Halloween. It's perfect.
Yeah, but no chance. Plus, Halloween will be gone by the time this happens, so it's a wasted opportunity.
Oh, well.
After that, we'll go for Seth freaking Rollins facing Bronson Reed in his revenge match from when he was definitely injured by a bunch of tsunamis. This one's hard to call.
Reed.
I don't know. I hope it's Reed.
I saw his interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he was wearing a Joy Division t-shirt. So
he's your favourite wrestler now.
Yeah, from now and forevermore, Bronson Reed.
Mm-hmm. Until someone wears the shirt of another punk or post-punk band that you like. Then that's your new favourite wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, apart from CM Punk. Obviously.
I'm going to agree with you and go with Bronson Reed. Purely out of hope, because Seth doesn't need the win.
Seth doesn't need the win. Seth can take a loss, and it will make Reed look amazing.
More than he already does
and
as well.
They seem to be really wanting to push him at the minute.
Yeah.
And this would take him into like the next level.
Yeah, going back to that interview with Chris Van Vliet, though, I remember him talking about how the 6 tsunamis he originally gave Seth wasn't planned.
Yeah.
He was only supposed to give him maybe a couple,
Yeah,
and the crowd just kept going with it, and they just swelled and swelled to the point where by the time he'd done the 6th one, they were asking for more. And it's one of the most organic ways to get over that quickly, because nobody gave a shit about it before that happened.
It's such a good-looking move from such a big guy as well.
Brings back to like the days of Vader. So I'm there's definitely a place for that on the card, and I'm glad it's getting over.
Yeah.
But out of hope, I think Bronson will win. I'm worried Seth might win, but what they might do is they might do like something fiendish where he's like selling stomps and making him look an absolute monster.
I'd like that.
But we'll see what happens. Then
before we move on, do you reckon because he's so big, if Seth does a stomp,
his face doesn't hit the ground?
Reed just like launches him up.
I could see that.
Orton's done it.
Yeah,
Orton did it into the RKO, didn't he?
Bronson would really need to be in the right position. Like he'd have to almost be like squatting on all
Throw
fours
him up,
rather than on his knees.
Catch him in a power slam or something.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
that would be really
a
cool.
really good spot.
Next, shall we go for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship match? We have the Raw Women's World Champion Liv Morgan facing the SmackDown WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax, with the winner getting the inaugural Crown Jewel Championship, which I guess they're going to keep that going on a yearly basis. That is the hardest, I think, of the 2 Crown Jewel matches to predict.
Yeah, I think because the other one's really easy. I mean, spoiler alert, it's Raw. It's Gunther. Gunther's going over. I think Nia Jax, just because she's on SmackDown. Otherwise, it'll be too Raw heavy.
There is that other factor that we're not considering, though, and that's how Tiffany might play into this.
I was thinking more Rhea might cost her.
I could see that as well. There's so many possibilities, so many like interwoven storylines in this.
What if Tiffany cashes in on Liv?
I could see that. I don't know, because I feel like...
And then stays on Raw.
I feel like Rhea needs to take that title off Liv.
Yeah. You brought up a good point, didn't you? What if Tiffany cashes in during this match?
Yeah. Like,
What
I don't
happens?
understand the logistics of it. It's never going to happen because the logistics of it are an absolute nightmare. But does it become a triple threat match for the Crown Jewel Championship, and whoever she pins, she gets their championship? What if Tiffany cashes in and Liv pins Nia, or Nia pins Liv? Do they get both belts?
Wouldn't it be funny if Tiffany does cash in and then pins and they give her the Crown Jewel Championship
Yeah, they
instead?
would.
And she's like, oh my God's sake!
I'd love to see that.
That would be so good.
Yeah. I'm not going to say Tiffany's winning this match, though. I think Nia's probably the right call, because they're trying to make her look like this really dominant champion, which she is doing well enough. And Liv Morgan as the like cowardly heel, I think for her to get crushed makes sense in kayfabe.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be like a squash match. I think it'll be really competitive. I mean, I hope it's not a squash match.
I don't think it will be,
But
because Liv's like, she's snide, she's clever. She can do what she needs to do to win, but I don't think it'll be enough with Nia, because Nia's taken some serious challenges and put them in the dirt.
do you reckon Nia does something to Dom?
Maybe.
What's it, the Annihilator? Is that her finisher?
Yeah.
Do you reckon she's...
I could see it.
Yeah.
Definitely. The crowd will pop.
Yeah.
They'll love it.
In fact, yeah. I want to see that now.
Yeah, so we're both going over that one. Speaking of Dom Mysterio here, and I'm kind of weaving the news into this predictions here. Did you see his interview with Chris Van Vliet?
I've seen clips.
Kayfabe is well and truly alive, isn't it?
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he? He knows what he's doing.
He talks about Ray and insists that he's a deadbeat. Talks about his wife and how she feels about the stuff with Rhea and the stuff with Liv, and apparently she's cool about it. He talks about chicken tenders for way too long.
He talks about morphing into Eddie.
Yeah, he talks about how he didn't originally think that he was going to look like Eddie, and then when he started growing the mustache, he saw it, and he started genuinely questioning things. Absolutely phenomenal interview. Check that out if you haven't already. Let's go for... I want to go for that 6-man tag match. Mm-hmm. It's kind of out of place on this card. I'm surprised it's here at all. I thought they were going to hold off this until Survivor Series. But we've got Roman Reigns and the Usos facing the Bloodline. They're not clear on which 3 members of the Bloodline it will be. I'm assuming Solo will be one of them, and then any 2 of Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. Who do you reckon?
Who do you reckon's going to win, or who's going to be in the match?
Who's going to win?
It's hard, isn't it? It's really hard, this one. I think OG Bloodline.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tama or Tonga will take the pin. I think Jimmy coming back, and I talked about this recently about how they pinned him and they didn't need to as soon as he returned, so he can't take another loss. Mm-hmm. Jay, after just losing his championship, can't take the loss, and Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. So, yeah, I think you're right. I 100% agree with you. And Tama or Tonga will take the pin out of the 3 of them. They'll kind of keep Solo strong. I think they really want to keep him as a title contender, but I just don't see him getting anywhere near that belt, realistically.
No, it's hard to see what Solo's going to do after this whole Bloodline thing disbands. Tama and Tonga can stick around, I think, as a tag team.
Yeah,
100%. And they're going to be really good. Jacob,
we'll get to Jacob in a moment because there's something I want to get off my chest and call early. Mm-hmm. Solo's kind of the odd man out in his own faction. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for the guy being in that kind of position, but it's just not quite working as it should.
It's better than it was. Because when it first happened, it was a bit jarring, and it was like, oh, right, okay. To go from, like, the silent bodyguard type. But, like, the promos he's been doing...
He's grown into the role really well.
Yeah, the promos have been good, but I know what you mean. Something just doesn't fit.
It might be because everyone is subconsciously comparing him to Jacob, to Roman. And he's never going to compare at the stage that he's at in his career.
Well, that's the point of the storyline. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's doing a better job than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of possibilities as to where the storyline will go. I think it will go all the way to WrestleMania, but how he factors into that is a different matter. Because there's a lot of possibilities as to what that match will be.
Mm. On a more serious note, are we going to get face painted Tama Tonga?
I'd love to see it.
Because, come on.
That would really lean into the sort of, for lack of a better term, scatting that he does as he walks to the ring.
Yeah.
I think that really lends to it.
It's money. I mean, unless it is a New Japan thing.
You can't trademark face paint.
Well, no, you can't.
No. I mean, I know clowns do that, but it's attributed to the specific person.
They have to draw on like an egg.
Yeah, and it's kept somewhere.
Yeah, in a clown
wild
college.
Absolutely wild. But no, I think Roman and the Usos are going to win, same as you. So I'll get my spicy hot take out of the way now while we're here. I'm going to predict who the final 2 of the Rumble are going to be.
Go on.
And I think they teased it on Raw this week.
Jacob and Braun.
Final 2 in the Rumble. Because either of those 2 could quite easily get a World Championship match at this point. And we are 2 months short of the Rumble.
Both heels.
Yeah, I think Braun can turn quite easily.
You reckon Braun's going to turn?
Yeah, I think so. Jacob, he works better as that like Umaga style heel. But he's still like cool because he pulls out really cool moves and he looks menacing.
See, I thought it'd be the other way round.
You'd have to turn on the bloodline already. Though,
yeah, that's what I mean. If they start teasing that of him breaking away, or maybe like a being sort of a tweener, and maybe like Solo and Tama and Tonga really start struggling to control him.
Well, As soon as you mentioned that, a light bulb went off in my head. So I think I said in the last episode that I think we might be looking at a bloodline controlled rumble. We've talked in the past about how we've had certain rumbles.
I think I know where you're going.
Jacob's going to turn mid-match, essentially.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I think Jacob will turn in the rumble. And sort of turn on the bloodline and be the last member in there.
Oh, see, I thought we were going to go somewhere completely different.
What were you thinking?
I was in my head still thinking about the War Games match.
Okay.
Jacob jumps over to Roman's team, and that's where Hikuleo comes in.
So he had there's always a backup plan. There's always a plan B.
Yeah.
That would hurt Roman a lot.
It would.
If there's always a plan B.
Because Hikuleo's a big boy. He's a tall boy.
Mm-hmm. 6'9", I want to say.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. He's pretty big.
Yeah. Okay, next we shall go for the triple threat match for the United States Championship. Do you know the storyline bit behind this that happened on the SmackDown just gone?
No.
So we were at the tail end of the best of 7 series between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. They were 3 apiece. And mid-match, LA Knight got involved. I think tried to give Carmelo the win, but it ended up in a no contest. Aldis, being the absolute boss that he is, came out and said, "Well done, LA Knight. You've proved your point. Now you're facing both of them."
Nice. Wait, isn't LA Knight a face?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Is this where they take it off him?
To put it on who?
If I had to pick, I'd say Carmelo. I know you're not sold on Carmelo, but they're hot on him. I think he's the guy to do it.
Who's NXT champ? Is it Trick?
It's Trick. So have Carmelo win it, hold it until just after Mania. Trick makes his debut the Raw after WrestleMania, and then you've got the ready-made feud. You've got a title included in it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going for LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see Knight holding on to it. I'm going to go Carmelo, though. I think a triple threat is the perfect opportunity to take the belt off him without making him actually lose.
I think Knight's going to hold it till WrestleMania because the thought of an LA Knight WrestleMania entrance is too tempting not to do.
We have had one.
I know, but we need another one. We need another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was so over last year, and they just couldn't capitalise on it because
They had their plans.
Because of everything that was going on. So I think this is his reward. A really long, decent United States Championship reign.
Yeah, mainly because I don't think he's ever going to win that World Championship.
I don't know who takes it off him, but yeah, we'll see. As long as it's not Logan Paul.
It won't be Logan Paul.
It could be anyone. You know what? I would rather have Carmelo Hayes over Logan Paul.
There you go, sorted. But no, I'm going Carmelo. So
fair enough.
We'll see how that pans out. Then we'll go for Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Now, I haven't followed the Kevin Owens heel turn that closely, so I'm not quite sure where it was going. But I know on the latest episode of SmackDown, there was a very interesting promo between Triple H and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And it shows why those two are so good and why they need to stick around because they can still pull out stuff like that. Triple H essentially telling Randy Orton he wasn't going to give him the match because he's falling apart. Recently had to have surgery, was told he wasn't going to wrestle again. And Randy Orton immediately just turns it around and goes, "I'm not trying to talk to Paul Levesque here. I'm trying to talk to the cerebral assassin. And I know exactly what you would have done in my situation. So give me the match." And Triple H essentially says, I hope you know what you're getting yourself in for. And they have that match. I feel like there's going to be a couple of matches in the pipeline where it ends in a stipulation match of some kind. Like Extreme Rules type deal. To really let them lay into each other and make it feel like the blood feud. Much like the McIntyre and Punk feud, but with a worse storyline, I would say. What do you reckon?
I like where you're going. I reckon this could be writing Randy Orton off for a bit.
Okay.
Because they went into, he's got metal rods in his back and they really went into... They're playing on the fact that he's old and he could be injured and, blah, blah, blah. And he has been factoring into the heel turn on Cody Rhodes. So I reckon this is done. So he'll stop saving Cody Rhodes from Owens.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes Owens a contender for Cody after this match. It might even done to be written him off for the rest of this pay-per-view and Kevin Owens gets involved in the main event, assuming that the men's title match is going to be the main event, and that's how he loses.
I think it will be the main event. I was actually going to say the same thing, but I have Randy winning.
Right.
I think he'll get absolutely pushed to his limits, to the point where he can barely walk backstage, Randy, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin gets defeated, but he's still obviously in relatively good shape, and then I think he interferes with what we might as well predict next, which is the match between Gunther and Cody Rhodes for the men's Crown Jewel Championship. I think Gunther's winning, same as what you said. And I think Owens costs him and then becomes sort of the de facto contender for Survivor Series and the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
In what way he's going to sort of get involved is a different matter, because we know what Kevin Owens is capable of. They teased it earlier in the year when they faced each other, him and Cody.
Yep.
He could do a pop-up powerbomb. He could do the powerbomb to the ring, to the apron, I should say.
Yep. All back-related offense.
Yep.
Through a table. Yeah.
There's a lot that could go on here. And I'm excited to see how this plays out. Considering how lackluster Saudi shows have been, this has a lot of potential to have some really great moments.
Isn't there something going on with Kevin Owens' contract?
There's been rumours. I don't know if any of it has any substance to it, but there's been rumours, and I mean, if Steen ends up in AEW, that's a wasted opportunity.
He'll stay.
Yeah, I think
He'll
so.
stay.
He's got to think of his family.
I wouldn't be angry if he's the one that took that belt off Cody.
Neither would I.
I think there's better people, but I wouldn't be angry if it was Kevin
He
Owens.
needs one more title run.
Yeah.
He's had one, and it
happened.
It happened.
It's in the past.
It was very
and
much overshadowed by everything else around him, and I think Kevin Owens could really shine as like a real dirtbag heel.
One main title run, I think, and then there's still a lot of mileage with the Kevin Owens mid card run.
Definitely.
Even an NXT run, like similar to what Balor did not long ago, where he went back down and had the belt, and Braun took it off him.
Balor?
Yeah.
No, you're way off time wise.
Oh God.
It was Cole, Gargano. We're in that era of
God.
NXT.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Do you remember when Balor debuted, he came to face Undisputed Era and then super kicked Johnny Gargano.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's what happened when he first came back to the NXT roster.
Fair enough. But yeah, stick the NXT title on Kevin Owens. I reckon.
I agree, but does he beat Trick?
I mean, not now. Not now.
I could see it happening soon.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's just who he would face. That's all. Because the big two in NXT at the moment are Trick and Ethan.
I'd like to. I mean, Ethan Page isn't my favourite wrestler in the world.
You're starting to see it a little bit now,
but he's good on the mic. And anyone good on the mic, my initial thought normally is, I'd like to see them have a promo off with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I reckon there's some magic there.
Well, I think at the moment Ethan's teeing up like a kind of Punk feud slightly because of what happened when Punk was special guest referee. So I think you'll get that at some point in the future with Ethan and Punk.
Okay.
To promo off with those two would be great.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah. So that's our Crown Jewel predictions. Let's go through what I've got left of the news. Two things from Dynamite. Did you see what happened on this week's Dynamite? Prepare to get very, very angry, Jack. Did you see what Chris Jericho did?
Oh, he won the ROH title, didn't he?
He won the ROH World Championship from Mark Briscoe.
I Don't care.
I don't know. I say that. I don't know why. I know exactly why they did it. They're going to give it to Big Bill. They're teeing up for Big Bill to win it off him.
Fair enough.
I'm happy
if it gets
if he
Mark
does that.
Briscoe, Mark Briscoe's been on Dynamite anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so just keep him on Dynamite. He's so entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of people love him, but this wasn't necessary.
No.
We'll see what happens, but I think they're just teeing up for Big Bill to take it off him. I mean, I'm happy for Big Bill. That man has not had a fair shake considering what he's capable of.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's proved a lot of people wrong. He's not just
A tall guy.
Yeah, not just like Enzo's tag partner now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's properly outgrown that. And he's a decent big man.
Yeah, he was a good talker as well. Despite being paired with Enzo, who is undeniably a great talker, he held his own when doing his part of the promos. So I'm very happy if he does end up getting the ROH World Championship, because I think it's well deserved.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. The other thing, so we talked in the last episode about Private Party facing the Young Bucks, and how pretty much during the course of the match, our perspective flipped on its head and we were really rooting for Private Party. So this week, a match was announced for next week's Dynamite, which will be happening the day this episode releases. Private Party will face Young Bucks again for the World Tag Team Championships.
Right.
If the Bucks win, Private Party have to break up. I think this is the moment where it happens. I think Private Party win.
Yeah.
And get their flowers. Because we both know how talented Isaiah and Mark Quinn are. So
And then what for the Bucks?
nothing. It's just their championship on the line. So they can continue doing the elite stuff with Okada and Perry and just being menaces on Dynamite. They never really needed those championships to make this work.
No, unless you have one of those factions that holds all the gold, because it just makes the factions even more hateable, especially when they're heels.
Yes, exactly. But that's all I wanted to discuss for Dynamite. Only one thing left from SmackDown that I've got. The last time we recorded, Jack, the Motor City Machine Guns were rumoured to go to WWE. They'd had their little promo package where they've turned up. In the 2 weeks since we last recorded, they have debuted, beaten... Who did they beat on their
DIY.
first one? No, on their promo, on their first episode. A-Town Down Under.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
DIY... and have beat the Bloodline to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in the space of 2 weeks. That's one way to push a tag team, isn't it?
I mean, it's 10 years too late them joining WWE.
That's exactly why they're doing it.
They're more than making up for it. I mean, they've been deserving of a run in WWE for about 15 years.
Mm-hmm. And it made them look so good the way they told the story as well, because the DIY match and the Bloodline match both happened on the same night on the latest episode of SmackDown. And after they beat DIY to become the number one contenders for the Tag Team Championships, the Bloodline came out and were just cutting a promo on them. And I think it was Sabin that said, "We've been doing this for so long. We're not afraid of anything, anytime, any place." Solo says, "Right here, right now then." Nick Aldis interrupts and says, "I've known these guys long enough. I'm not just going to let them waste this opportunity by doing it while they're not 100%. Sabin comes back and says, "No, we will do it now." And they end up winning.
Yeah, I'm
with
happy
some
for
help,
them.
mind, but they did win.
Yeah, don't worry about that. No, I'm happy for them. It's been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, fully deserved.
And it's surreal seeing them in there. Like, it's against DIY.
That's a dream match in itself.
Yeah,
for some people.
It didn't look that surreal, but when they were in there with like A-Town Down Under, who are like proper WWE guys, it was a bit like, oh god, that is strange seeing that. That is really weird.
One final thing I've got in my notes here, Jack. It just says Jack believes in Joe Hendry, I should say. What's that about?
So he lost a title match against Nick Nemeth at Bound for Glory, which I think is very, very telling. Joe Hendry is one of the hottest wrestlers in the wrestling industry at the minute. Like, there's talk of him going for Eurovision.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like, it's absolutely mad. To not put the belt on him is such a stupid idea. I think it's basically confirmed him leaving TNA and going to WWE full time.
Yep. Have you seen a lot of the speculation as to what's going to happen with Joe Hendry?
No.
That he's going to turn up number 2 at the Rumble.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I've seen a lot of people fantasy booking that it's going to be Drew at number 1 as well. Yeah, imagine those two.
Okay.
Some Scott on Scott action.
Blimey.
Yeah, exactly. That would be brilliant, though, particularly with the way McIntyre's presented at the moment. He's sort of like a no BS kind of character. To have Joe Hendry come out.
And then Grado number 3. No.
Particularly since they have history on the indies as well. Those two.
Yeah.
I know they faced each other. Was it WCPW they faced each other? I feel like it might have been.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, they faced each other and there's history. So I'd love to see it if Joe Hendry came out second.
He needs to come out 1 or 2, doesn't he? Just for the entrance.
But he can't come out to no one. So I think it needs to be second.
Yeah.
There needs to be someone in the ring sort of reacting to the fact it's him. And that's the time where you could sort of make a song for it as well.
Drew is perfect to come out at number 1 as well.
Exactly. It makes too much sense.
Yeah, the Iron Man of the match.
I can't remember who originally pitched that, but it's a genius idea.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we jump into the episode?
I was going to try and find a space to say I am quite annoyed with how short Jey Uso's Intercontinental reign was. I mean, as soon as Roman came back, I was like, well, Jay's not holding that belt for very long. And it seems like this whole bloodline thing, as good as it has been, has really, really kept Jey Uso specifically from reaching it's almost like he's got a glass ceiling, because he's not going to be able to get anywhere with this bloodline thing going on, because he's always going to get called back to it because he's such an integral part.
Yeah,
to it.
I was wondering how old he is now. He's 39, so yeah, he's got that LA Knight problem, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so charismatic that he's been right on the edge of breaking out of the bloodline storyline, but not quite, because every time he gets to that point, Roman will come back,
he's dragged back in, yeah.
or the bloodline will storyline will advance in such a way where he needs to come back, and it's just like, maybe that's why the IC title was blue, because they keep blue balling his push.
Yeah, maybe. you
really
might be
proud
right.
of that.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. Yeah, I agree. I think there's still time. I mean, we talk a lot about certain wrestlers who have won titles quite late on. Like Priest was 42.
Yeah.
When he won that World Heavyweight Championship, and he made the most of it. So there's still time.
You see he did a little thing with Gunther, little backstage promo.
No, I didn't.
Where he walked up to him and knocked on the belt and said, "I do want another shot, but I want to earn it the right way." Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I'd love to see Priest as champion again.
Yeah, it was so much fun, particularly as a face, because he's been heel the whole time he's had it, and then when he lost the belt, that's when he kind of turned face.
It was the opposite to Cody, wasn't it? Like with Cody, the chase was so much better than the reign.
Yeah.
And it was the complete opposite with Priest. Everyone was like, oh, Priest got the secondary title, well done. By the end, it was like, oh my God, he's amazing.
I honestly think it's because with Priest, we didn't know when it was ending. Any of his opponents could have feasibly taken it off of him.
That's a good point.
I think with Cody, it's really telegraphed because he's the guy. But Priest isn't the guy, and I think that really lends to his matches. The matches he had with Drew were fantastic because it was very believable that Drew would take that belt.
The only problem I had is because he was so wrapped up in the McIntyre and Punk feud for half the reign. I'd like to see him have another reign where he's not involved in another storyline,
right?
And really see what he can do. That's what I think about Jey Uso. Yeet.
That's all you have to say about that. Okay, well, with that in mind, we'll jump into the episode. Thank you very much for listening or watching thus far. Please give us a like, a follow, comment, let us know what you think of the episode and what other episodes you'd like us to cover in future. Enjoy the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Yeet!
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers. It's time for a horror show at Extreme Rules because they didn't want to put the name on, or the year on this one, rather. Because it's not Extreme Rules 2020, it's the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Right, but it was 2020.
Yes.
So this is full pandemic.
We are pre-Thunderdome,
Right.
because it's various superstars scattered around the outside, but it is in the Performance Centre.
I wanted to call it Thunderdome then, but I didn't think it was.
We are pre-Thunderdome.
Yeah.
There's no...
Because it was Thunderdome, wasn't it?
Where it was just faces.
Yeah. I mean, credit where credit's due. It was a good idea.
We were on like the world's most inclusive Zoom call.
Yeah, I mean, they had to do something, I guess, and
there's this is all going on where they're trying to make us, I want to say, scared by showing creepy imagery and close-ups of wrestlers' faces where they're looking vaguely scared or angry.
and Asuka.
Yeah, and just Asuka's baby eyes just looking like that's supposed to do anything.
It would have been creepy if you just had that music playing, just with Asuka going like this, just with no context
Just for
whatsoever.
30 seconds.
Yeah, just it being really creepy and unsettling.
Definitely.
Oh, Bray.
Yeah, there's some interesting matches on this card. Lots of major names though. There aren't any superstars on here where we'll look back and sort of go, where are they now?
Oh, eye for an eye, and then it cuts to Sasha. I want a title match.
Only 3 people on this card are wrestling outside of WWE. Everyone else, with Bray as the exception, is still in WWE.
So, did I see Dolph?
Yep.
Right, so it'd be Dolph, Mercedes.
Yep.
Is Buddy Matthews on this card?
He is, but he's not in a match.
Right, okay.
He does appear though.
I'll figure it out.
They're in the opening match, so you'll figure it out quite quickly.
Was that Mox? Did I just see Mox?
No. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. One is still employed by WWE, but he's not wrestling.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
And they are also in the opening match, so you'll see it. Close it up with a close-up of Nikki Cross's mouth.
Oh, it was NXT people, wasn't it? Right?
And I spent
What is this guy doing here?
I spent the entire pay-per-view trying to figure out who was at ringside, and I could only tell you one person. It's Shotzi.
Yeah, she's very. What's the word I'm looking for? Was that Reggie doing the spin? Sorry,
It might have been.
she's quite unique.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
you can spot her in a crowd.
yeah.
So Big E introduces us with an people at home, which makes me very sad for many reasons. Because I miss Big E doing that, and also because it's in the middle of pandemic, he couldn't say much other than people at home.
Oh, that was Me Chin, wasn't it?
That means we're in a...
Oh God, it's so quiet you can hear his shoes squeaking on the floor.
Kofi's shoes squeaking on the floor.
Oh God.
I think we're pre-Retribution as well. So this is when she was still Mia Yim and not Reckoning. Remember that?
Yeah. Killed all of their careers. Are any of them still employed?
Mia Yim still is.
Mia Yim is.
Dijak's gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Dio Madden's gone.
I forgot they used to chuck their stuff at Corey. Really aggressively as well.
So introducing the match, we've got the New Day defending their SmackDown Tag Team titles against a mishmash team of 2 people who have been in a couple of mishmash teams.
We say this every time we've seen Big E, but look at the size of him.
It doesn't help he stood next to Kofi Kingston.
Whose chest it goes in.
Yeah. I'm also curious where Woods is.
Yeah.
You can see why I notice Shotzi. Every time they go on her, she's just like...
Oh, Cesaro.
Yeah, Cesaro's the other one. He's no longer with AEW, and with AEW now. He's no longer with WWE.
I don't remember this Cesaro theme at all.
Me either. It's quite boring, isn't it?
Whoa.
Told you, mishmash team. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura.
I mean, on paper... Oh, it's with the rapping in his song, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
when he's a heel.
Full heel mode. Full nut shot Shinsuke.
That is his official name.
Yeah. Did they ever have a match against each other?
They must have done. It wouldn't have been on NXT.
No.
They must have done. They both held mid-card championships while the other was on the roster, so surely. Oh, well, yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention, this is a tables match.
Yeah, I kind of guessed with the... Oof, that looked like a bad landing. He kind of powerbombed Kofi onto Big E, but it looked like he didn't... He was too close. Kofi, folded. Oh. So you don't have to tag in, it looks like.
No, tables match is always tornado, isn't it?
So I have a slight confession.
Mm.
I didn't watch any wrestling throughout the whole of the pandemic.
I couldn't tell you what I did and didn't watch, to be honest. It all feels like a blur.
So I wasn't up to date. I think I watched maybe some old pay-per-views. I think I watched some ECW stuff and just stuff that I wanted to do. I spent all of the pandemic watching Mad Men. And again, I couldn't tell you what Mad Men was about.
The only thing I can tell you for sure is that I definitely watched WrestleMania 36.
Right. Yeah, actually I did.
But that was right
at
the beginning of when it all went down.
Yeah, I tell a lie. I did watch that.
They had to scramble that together with 10 days notice. So
that's the one where McIntyre went. Yeah, I did watch that. We were talking about how big Big E is.
Yeah.
Kofi was helping him lift a table then. Do you need a hand? Oh, yes, please. Yeah.
Like when you help your dad maneuver something down the stairs and he's got all the weight and you're stood up up the top of the stairs like, you got it? Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, don't you worry. Is that Xia Li? No, it's not, is it? It's too short to be Xia Li.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's Dante Chen.
You know a lot more about the current NXT roster than I do. I'm not recognising anybody other than Shotzi because she's got neon green hair.
Green hair and hasn't stood still yet.
Yeah. Like if you put her next to the green screen behind her, she would just look bold.
I like the way some wrestlers pretend like the stairs are really heavy. And other ones just go, bang! There seems to be no consistency with it whatsoever.
Because it's basically just tinfoil, isn't it?
I mean, I think they're a bit more than tinfoil. If Mark Henry can walk up those stairs,
yeah,
there's got to.
Well, they're reinforced with almost beams going across them, aren't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
But what we do know is that if you perform any move on the stairs, it hurts more.
Yeah.
Even a submission.
Rusev. Because it's so quiet, you can really hear all their noises. So Cesaro falling to the outside. This is why that match with Dragunov and Gunther was so good, wasn't it? Because you could hear...
Oh, yeah.
Hear everything. And I like that match because you can hear them oh my God.
You love that Big E spot.
Big E spearing to the outside.
And you'll notice how close they were to a table as well.
Yeah,
they could have ended that match early.
That's what I was looking at. What was I saying? Oh, the Gunther Dragunov match. You can hear them talking German to each other as well.
Oh, really?
And little bits, and they could be calling spots for all we know, but because
really
it's in
know,
German.
yeah.
But it sounds like trash talking, and it sounds quite scary because they're both just that match is so good.
They've never had a bad match. I think they faced each other 2 or 3 times, and they were all fantastic.
It's such a violent match. It's nothing like anything else WWE have ever done.
I miss the times of UK takeovers, I must admit.
Yeah.
It's one way to use a table, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kofi does a flying nothing over the top rope to the outside, and Cesaro and
stamp
Nakamura
the table up
with the table.
Pancake him into it. I mean, he was never going to hit it. He was miles away.
That man's got springs in his legs. You don't know what
Oh,
he
yeah,
can hit.
I forgot who we were talking about, to be fair, yeah. I completely forgot that to win, you have to put someone through a table, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, no one's gone through a table yet. They've teased it a lot, and I wrote that's the finish of the match, isn't it? Yeah, that's why. Okay, right.
You just want the match to be over. So yeah, I think both Cesaro and Shinsuke have been tag champions with different partners that were thrown together.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Nakamura held them with Rick Boogs.
Oh, come on, Nak.
After the ECW show, I'll take anything that works with a table at this point.
Yeah.
The one we covered a few weeks ago was an absolute shit show for tables. Nothing worked.
I wonder how Shinsuke is coping with the lack of fans, because it's very similar to like a Japanese show, isn't it? But,
Yeah, I'm sure he's kind of used to it.
but they're quiet out of respect. Not quiet because of the lack of people. Oh my god! That wasn't even wrestling. He just kicked him in the side. Do you reckon that's because he didn't catch him there?
I don't know. I think that was just a hell of a slap on Kofi's thigh.
Oh god.
Have you not got enough tables, guys? There's one right there. Why are you going under the ring?
Hang on. There's 1, 2, 3.
There's 4 in shot right now.
Yeah.
5 in shot right now, actually. But they've got to stack 2, obviously. Kofi just mouth it off.
You don't get to hear the trash talking all the most. It's like an indie show.
Yeah,
Like, you
that's
can-
exactly what I was thinking.
Like, you can really hear everything they're doing. Shinsuke's noises are so good as well.
He just
He just grabbed him by the leg and just screamed.
Sora just throwing Big E off the top rope. And he lands really awkwardly.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
He's done that swing on bigger men than Big E.
He did it on Khali, didn't he?
Yes, he's done it on Strowman. So we were talking a day or two ago on something I want to bring back up again. Now that Cesaro is in this match, you were talking to me about European uppercuts. You asked me out of the blue, and you just went, "Who's got the best European uppercut?" And I went, "Well, it's Claudio, isn't it?" And your suggestion was
Obafemi.
Yeah. I mean, a dude that big, he's going to have a good-looking European uppercut.
I didn't say it was he had the best ever, but that particular one he did. I mean, it's going to date this episode, but he did it on NXT against Stax.
Yeah.
Where he just ran across the ring and just went. It was like, oh my god. I mean, the best European uppercut is William Regal.
Yeah,
there's just no question about it.
As soon as you mentioned it, I thought Regal.
It is Regal or Cesaro.
Go.
It just wasn't even fancy. Is he really going to go through the... Yep.
He is. So not only were Cesaro and Nakamura a mishmash tag team, they've won the tag team championships.
God, you heard the table go as well.
Yeah, Cesaro just powerbombs Kofi right through those 2 stacked tables.
I don't remember these two holding the...
No. I bet you forgot Rick Boogs existed.
I didn't, but I thought he was this man here.
Oh, okay.
It's the only reason.
But that was probably when he was Eric Bugenhagen.
Yeah. He had a lot of potential, that guy, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
He just...
I know he got injured at WrestleMania, which was very unfortunate, but I don't know what happened after that.
No, I don't know. I think, if I had to hazard a guess, he was a Vince guy. And that's happened a few times,
I'm
isn't
trying
it?
to remember exactly when he was in NXT, because it's possible that's the case.
Him and Theory. I think Theory might be like the last Vince McMahon guy.
Triple H sees enough to keep him around, though.
Yeah, I mean, NXT he did good stuff in the way, didn't he? As far as like a main eventer goes, I think that might have been Vince.
So we are backstage with this weird concoction of female wrestlers that
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about.
Yeah, what's happening here?
We've got Alexa and Nikki and Asuka and Kairi Sane, all hyping each other up for some of their matches later tonight.
Are they a team?
I think so. I mean, Alexa and Nikki were
Yeah, they did
were a
stuff
team
together,
at some
didn't
point.
they?
They're not tag team champions at this point. And then obviously the Kabuki Warriors.
That strengthens the connection with the Wyatt Six, then, doesn't it?
does.
For when Alexa comes back, I didn't even think about that because they're all about family and who betrayed who out of those two.
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Because it could.
I did also like that Kyrie just decided to just ad-lib something at the end there and nobody reacted. Alexa just sort of goes, we got it, we're going to go. I miss Rabid Nikki.
Yeah, that was.
She was always so fascinating to watch, as part of Sanity especially.
So is this a singles match?
Yes.
Okay.
Both women's championships are on the line.
Right.
On the show. So we've got Nikki Cross versus Bayley. And this is just when Bayley sort of turned. And this is when Bayley and Sasha Banks are the tag team champions. So this must have been just as the titles were introduced, because they were the first champions.
Yeah. That's amazing. Just pressing the belt into the plexiglass. Because she went from... That's Ivy Nile.
Is it?
She's quite...
Go on.
What is the word I'm looking for? Unique looking.
Recognisable?
That's the word, yeah. Yeah, Bayley went from being a sort of cheery, child-friendly babyface to just being a heel, like, really fast.
She went hugger to Karen like that.
And, yeah, she did it really well.
Yeah, I think it helped that she was picking on Michael Cole.
I mean, she's still got her old face gear. It says role model on the back.
I don't know. I think she was still considering herself the role model around this time.
Yeah, that rings a bell, actually. Takes her jacket off. Looks exactly the same. This should be a decent match.
I honestly don't remember anything that happens. It's this, aside from 2 matches, the whole thing's kind of a blur. It's one of those kind of shows.
There's going to be a lot of shouting from the outside, isn't there?
From whom?
Both Alexa and Mercedes. Sasha. This is going to be confusing.
I told you, there's only 3 people on the card who aren't wrestling in WWE anymore. And she is the only one left who... Well, actually, no, they've all changed their name since leaving as well. Claudio became... Cesaro became Claudio, Sasha became Mercedes, and Dolph became Nick.
So they all went to use their real names. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah.
That's not Mercedes' real name.
Oh, her name is Mercedes.
Yeah, but it's not Renee.
No, it's not.
That would be too good of a coincidence.
Is it Dog? D-O-G-G?
Maybe.
Snoop Dogg's cousin, yeah. Sorry, Mrs. Dog.
Mrs.?
She's married, isn't she?
You're asking too much of me there. I have no idea.
Oh, no, she's not. Isn't she going through a very public divorce at the minute?
Not public enough where I know about it. I'm just here for the wrestling, man.
That was Ridge Holland. He's quite a recognisable guy as well.
Yeah.
Swift subject change.
Is this
there,
pre all the broken noses?
Yeah. Well, he's an old rugby player, isn't he?
That makes perfect sense.
My brother knows who he is.
Really?
Yeah. Watching Nikki Cross like this, why did she ever try and be a superhero?
Vince is the answer.
Wasn't it her idea?
I don't bloody know.
Either way,
It's the only time she ever won the World Championship.
that is
Was
true.
as Nikki ASH. I do prefer Rabid Puppy.
Yeah.
Nikki, though.
Sanity just didn't get a good shake of it at all.
I think it's one of those factions that isn't quite suited for WWE.
Mm.
Like, that would have done so well in TNA.
Well, who was the original member of Sanity?
Eric Young, which obviously was a great fit for TNA.
Eric Young,
Alexander Wolf,
Wolf.
Killian Dane.
No, there was someone.
It was
Dane replaced someone.
Oh, I don't remember this then.
They're in TNA going by Madman Fulton, like dreads and everything, and he's still doing the Sanity thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, over there. I think, is he with Eric Young? I don't know. I can't.
No, I only know the Big Damo times.
But yeah, when they debuted, I can't remember his name for the life of me. But yeah, it had to be Big Damo, didn't it? Because him and Nikki Cross
They're married now.
Married IRL.
Great fit though for the faction.
Yeah. Looks a bit weird now he shaved his head.
I feel like Triple H would bring him back. Especially with the fascination he's had as of late of big guys. Like, Bronson Reed recently had a pretty big push. Odyssey Jones, as brief as that stint was, got pushed. So, and I think Braun's starting to get into the picture now.
Yeah.
A bit more after coming back.
Yeah, Braun and
Bronson.
yeah.
That's only going to get more confusing.
They were gonna get, yeah. They were gonna have a good run of it, I think, but they've taken Reed off TV at the minute because he's got COVID. How retro of him!
I know.
I mean, as we're witnessing here, it was 4 years ago.
Madness.
Is that Jason Jordan?
No. I don't think that's Jason Jordan.
You sure?
Oh, actually.
He's got good posture like Jason Jordan, is what I'm saying.
Could be. This is the thing with masks, though, isn't it? It's made a lot of these wrestlers very hard to recognise.
I mean, was her gimmick always hair?
No,
look at my
it's
hair.
because she's got the Karen haircut, isn't it?
Okay.
And Nikki's the whole point, I think, of this match is for Nikki to always get the upper hand, and she's just got Bayley's number.
That was a weird little spot, wasn't it? Come up on the other side under the skirting around the ring, and then pull Bayley. Because you always see that. There's certain wrestlers that do it, don't they? When they.
I'm trying to think who would always do it. I remember seeing it all the time, and I can't remember who does it.
Finley did it a lot, I think.
Yeah, seems like the kind of thing he would do. I thought Regal for some reason.
Yeah, I thought Regal, and then the more I pictured it, I was like, I can't. But I know Finley used to do it. Eddie? Was it an Eddie thing?
I must have been. That's got Eddie written all over it.
Yeah.
And they are keeping Nikki pretty strong because she's just kicked out of a belly to belly.
I mean, it's not the best finisher in the world, is it? I feel like she's
No.
only got it so because of the name, like the pun on the name.
Would you mean like
Bailey to
how
belly?
how Nikki has already done it, 2 cross bodies and a cross face in this match? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
What was her finisher?
I'm assuming it was one of those 2. I really don't know.
A DDT.
You just want the DDT to be a finisher again. That's all it is.
Really do. Bliss used a DDT as a finisher, didn't she?
She had Twisted Bliss, didn't she? I can't remember what that was though.
Wasn't it like a? It was a weird splash.
Yeah, it was kind of like what John Morrison used to do, or the Fatu moonsault.
Yeah,
It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of like sort of unique finishes, though, did you happen to see the interview that Chad Gable did recently?
The Chris Van Vliet one.
I think it might have been Chris Van Vliet, and he talks about the Chaos Theory and the TNA wrestler whose name I've forgotten that you told me did it first.
Doug Williams.
Doug Williams, that was it. He said that he spoke to it and he saw Doug Williams do it, and he's like, well, nobody's doing this. I might as well take it. And the rest is history.
Yeah, Doug Williams is quite a really influential guy. I know you probably never heard of him, but without Doug Williams, we wouldn't have Chad Gable, and we wouldn't have had Nick Aldis.
Yeah, before we covered that Victory Road episode, never heard of the guy.
Yeah, just a bit of a journeyman.
Every company kind of needs someone like that, though, don't they? Regal's another example of that as well.
We'll have to watch, speaking of Regal, Did I send you that clip of him when he's talking about Dave Taylor?
Maybe.
And Dave Taylor scared Hulk Hogan.
I think I remember it. Yeah,
Because it's on World War Three, WCW World War Three.
Oh yeah,
where they had
did.
They had the 3 rings, and apparently you see Dave Taylor get in the ring, and he chops Hulk Hogan like really hard, and you see Hogan go and run away, and apparently it's clear as day on camera.
It's definitely one we're going to cover in future, 100%.
Yeah. Because it's crap. I mean, like Regal said in that one clip, how do you film 3 rings? You can't.
Nope.
So
Absolutely not. 2's enough when you do like war games.
I think I recognised another one in the crowd. I think that was Katana Chance.
At this point was known as Casey Catanzaro. Hired purely because of her performance on Ninja Warrior, I believe.
I mean, athletic.
I think she had a spot in the Royal Rumble which was really interesting. I remember there was a point where she had her legs wrapped around the ring post.
Right.
And she reached back and her hands were touching the floor, and she pulled herself back up and sort of just spider crawled up the post.
How did you get into that position?
I don't
You know what?
remember.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But it happens.
It's impressive. It's impressive in itself. Yeah. So who am I to take it away? The impressive feat. It just makes you appreciate how much fans actually give to matches.
Oh yeah.
It's
Like I've said this before on the podcast, but could you imagine Rock versus Hogan without that crowd?
Or Hogan Andre.
Yeah.
Hogan Andre as a match
Boring.
is it's crap. Like, to be honest, but given the moment, given the fans, it's like wrestling history.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
amazing to watch. Sasha flexing her acting skills there. No wonder she was cast in The Mandalorian. I mean, she said more words in this match than she did in The Mandalorian.
Aren't there famously few words in The Mandalorian, though?
From him. I mean, they speak. It's a TV show. They have
I'm
to
not
further
sure
the narrative in...
Yeah, I wasn't sure what her role was in The Mandalorian. I haven't really seen it.
No, I couldn't tell you either. I mean, it could have been anyone in that role.
I think that was the introduction of the Rosebud.
So that's okay.
Sasha slides her boss knucks, I guess you would call them, to Bayley, and Bayley hits cross.
Ring bling.
Yeah, why not? Bayley hits cross with those and then hits the Rosebud for the win. Nothing particularly outstanding about that match.
No, it happened, didn't it?
Bayley's still slapping the belt on the plexiglass, though, to sort of peacock to all the
that
wrestlers
is
around
Rick
her.
Boogs there, isn't it?
A man that size, yes, that's Rick Boogs. Even if you can't see his mustache, that is Rick Boogs.
These weird, like, Twilight Zone, like, vignettes of... What the... Is that Bray?
Yeah. Who else was that going to be?
Is that Bray doing a Bela Lugosi?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is this Fiend Bray?
Yeah, we're in the middle of the Fiend stuff.
Okay, right. Well, apparently we're just doing Bela Lugosi.
So I think I'd only just noticed that on the back wall of the funhouse at this point, you've got pictures of all of his victims.
Yeah.
So you've got Cena, because we've had the Firefly Funhouse match. Kane, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, because he's been champion at this point, I believe.
Foley in the bottom left.
Lawler, I think that is. Next to Cena. He's like collecting their souls.
The Rollins one's got devil horns drawn on it. Who's that on the bottom?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh,
it's
Angle.
Angle. I don't remember him doing that to Angle. I think that's all the people the Fiend put the mandible claw on.
I have vague recollection of him doing it on Angle.
I definitely remember Foley.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Bryan. I remember Rollins because he took the title off him that way.
Shouldn't Finn be there?
He didn't do the mandible claw on Finn.
Finn was the debut match. Whoa, that's Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Samoa Joe's on commentary.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Shut up, Todd Phillips? Tom Phillips?
So, we have not a match, but a segment, which is very, very interesting. So, MVP comes down, accompanied by Bobby Lashley.
Why does MVP look the same size as Bobby Lashley? Oh my God, Apollo Crews with a belt.
He's held both mid-card championships.
Yeah.
I don't think he's held a tag belt, though. And he is still with the company.
Yeah, he won on SmackDown, didn't he?
Yeah.
He beat Vinci.
In like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I was more shocked that he's still employed, to be honest.
Cruz or Vinci?
Well, they've been hyping Vinci
Yeah.
up, haven't they? Yeah, Cruz. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, for all the good it's done him.
I mean, he's a Triple H guy.
So, long story short with this segment is that MVP's come out and he's supposed to be facing Apollo Crews for the United States Championship. But Apollo Crews is not cleared to compete. So MVP's like, well, I guess the title's mine then. And then he takes it and walks off.
Okay.
And I also think this is when the title of the design changed. I think it was MVP who was responsible for it. Because I think in that video package, Apollo Crews has got the old style belt.
Is furtherance a word?
No.
I like it.
Don't inhibit the furtherance of my career. Takes the cover with it when he grabs the belt.
God, that's uncomfortable, isn't it?
Quick, Bobby, put the belt on me, quick!
So was that recognised?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
The commentary specifically say, make no mistake, Apollo Crews is still the United States champion.
Okay. God, this is weird, isn't it?
Now, for the real reason we wanted to cover this show. Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio in an eye for an eye match. And for those of you who have forgotten what that means, it means that the only way to win is to extract the eye of your opponent.
I do remember the word extract being said a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of things I want to extract, I want to extract that image of babyface Dom from my mind.
I was going to say, yeah.
I hate it.
Horrible.
I think this is before he ever had a match as well.
God, is that what it looked like?
Well, that's what it looked like when Ray first lost sight in his eye. Yes. Dom, you've come a long way, mate. To be fair, actually, scratch that. We don't know if he's come a long way because the crowd don't let him fucking speak.
Who's that? Because that was Buddy, and then who's the other one?
I think it was Dom.
No, he's in red.
I'm not sure.
I might be misseeing it.
We're also accompanied by this weird Seth Rollins theme that I'd forgotten about and I don't like at all. Because this is the middle of the Monday Night Messiah sort of era.
I don't think Rollins gets enough credit with reinventing himself because he's up there with like Jericho. I think,
definitely.
At this point, like, do you remember him as NXT champion?
No.
When he'd be spinning the belt around his head.
Yeah, I wasn't watching at that point.
And it was all like high energy and like he's different incarnations of him are so different, but like the core Seth Rollins is still there. Does that make any sense at all?
It does, but I kind of disagree because he's always had that high octane thing about him. Apart from this particular gimmick, it's way too calm, particularly with the music, because he's always had like a
frantic energy.
It's like
about him.
metal music has always been incorporated with his theme.
Yeah.
But I mean, throughout the years, he's been the Architect, he's been the Kingslayer, he's been the Monday Night Messiah. He's this weird drip god, that weird thing that he had.
Yeah.
He is up there with Jericho. I will give you that.
And it's all in one company as well. Like,
yeah.
What makes Jericho more impressive is if he'll go over to New Japan, He's the painmaker.
Or the alpha.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Whereas Rollins has been so consistent in one company. Oh, I wonder if he's going to come in from B. Oh, he can't, can he? Because of the glass. Fire him out of that cannon again, just over the glass. Oh, he did.
Well, he didn't. He stuck up behind Rollins. I must respect Ray because he has wrestled for God knows how long with one eye.
Oh, no.
I can't speak from your perspective on this, but that can't be easy.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. We spoke about this in the James Storm Chris Harris match.
Yeah.
Because he wrestled in an eye patch. It could have been meshed or.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point, particularly here.
Oh God, you can really hear them calling stuff, can't you?
Come on, Ray! That's what
No,
you
I
get.
mean when Rollins went in there, you heard him say something. You couldn't hear what it was, but you can hear the spots being called. It's not like Cena levels of suplex.
Shinsuke now!
Yeah. Ray doing things off the wrong ropes, I find so entertaining. Like when he runs the ropes, he always goes off the middle.
Yeah, it's because he's like one of the shortest WWE wrestlers.
Yeah.
He's like 5'7".
And when he did a springboard then, he did it off the bottom rope.
Fucking toolbox under the ring.
A piece of steel, they say.
It is just a steel rod. I'd also like you to take a look at Ray's shirt and what's on the front of it and see if you can decipher what it means, because it means like three things at once.
I don't know, he's too quick. I can't. Oat.
Yeah, so it's G and then a moon and then OAT.
Okay.
So it's goat and gloat. And what the fuck's the moon for? I don't get it. I don't know what he's referencing with the outfit.
Yeah, I don't. Is that a moon?
It looks like a moon.
Or is that lightning?
Could be a fucking banana.
I don't fucking know. I mean, he's dressed in yellow. Maybe he's referencing Banana Man. Famous 90s kids TV show there. Brilliant. Do you remember Banana Man?
I don't remember Banana Man.
Showing my age.
Oh, I don't know. I remember things like Zap, so I'm not sure we're that different. Yeah, I think that's actually supposed to be the emblem that's on the side of his mask.
Okay.
But still, is that supposed to be a letter? Or is it supposed to just be in the middle of the word goat? Either way, it makes no fucking sense.
Because even down his side, it's separating the G from oat.
Right. So you're the greatest something of all time. Unless it's L for lucha, that might make sense, but then it's gloat, which is still weird.
Yeah, it's got a dot after it.
So it is a separate letter.
Yeah. So greatest lucha of all time makes sense.
Yeah.
Goat's been used multiple times.
I'm also willing to bet that wasn't Ray's idea, though, and he wasn't happy with it.
Yeah. I mean,
Ray's quite a humble man.
It was Natalia, wasn't it? Started putting boat on a trunks and stuff. Best of all time. I mean, I'm not being funny, and I don't mean any disrespect, but Natalia's quite a big woman, and writing boat just didn't seem like the best thing to do.
Yeah, I just have to imagine that Ray wasn't happy calling himself the greatest lucha of all time.
I mean, whether he likes it or not, he is.
I think of El Santo.
For what he has done,
Yeah.
for lucha wrestling as a whole, he changed American wrestling by bringing lucha in. So I mean that yes, there's probably better luchadors at luchador style wrestling, but as a luchador as a whole, I think he's been the most influential.
Yeah, he's the one that sort of popularized the style.
He changed the game. There's no two ways about it.
It was him and Eddie, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really changed the perception of that kind of wrestling.
Like that spot, you see it in lucha all the time, but you hadn't seen that in American wrestling.
Yeah.
When he slides under the rope and baseball slides himself.
And we've seen we've watched plenty of 90s shows, and like the Tope Suicida is the prime example I think of. Like that's like synonymous with lucha wrestling, and it wasn't really a thing.
No.
In the 90s. I think it was mentioned once or twice during the cruiserweight stuff in WCW, and that was late 90s.
Yeah.
So that was when the shift started, and it was while Ray and Eddie were around.
The point of the chair, there's nothing pointy
It's a
about
leg.
it.
It's
Yeah.
the leg of the chair. Give me that eye.
I'm gonna get it. Got your eye.
Dad.
Jesus.
That really tickled you, didn't it?
Yeah. It just sounded so stupid.
Dad, give me my eye back. You stole Joe's pen. You don't want to steal from Samoa Joe, Seth.
Careful, Michael Cole's phone was there. Careful.
What are you insinuating?
Oh, damage his phone.
Right.
It's probably insured. It's fine. It's fine.
I like the fact that the referee's perspective has completely changed now. It's not, are you okay? It's, do you still have your eye?
Yeah. Squirming in pain. You got your eye? Yeah, well...
Oh, carry on then. Carry on.
The
Nothing to see here.
point-
Nothing to see here.
Oh, I get it. Very
Yeah.
good. The point of the desk, he said. Why is everything the point of now? I'm pretty sure you could jam a spoon into someone's eye and it'd come out.
Only if it's the point of the spoon.
The point of Michael Cole's phone. Call all his coal miners. Do you remember when that was a thing?
Yeah. There are dozens of us. Dozens!
Yeah, duct tape. The point of the duct tape. Why was it all coloured duct tape as well?
I don't know. It must be a production thing.
As I was saying it, I realised what a stupid thing I was
There's coloured
saying.
tape to tell you what it's for.
Well, I have a roll of like basically the colour of Ray's outfit.
Yeah.
Like that bright yellow tape just for gigs and things.
So
just
you know it's
just
yours.
because you can see it, yeah. So if you tape something down, it's like hazard tape as well.
You've worked with a roadie or two.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a process.
So as I was saying it, I was like, I know why, Jack, but keep talking. So you can prove yourself wrong and sound really clever. Are they chanting Ole?
They are chanting Ole, and I don't know why. Sami Zayn's not here, and that chant was never really relevant outside of Sami Zayn, was it?
I mean, Ray's Mexican. The only other connection I can think of, El Generico and Tyler Black are in Ring of Honor at the same time.
Oh, maybe.
I think.
El Generico? Why would he be relevant?
Well, he was around the time that Seth Rollins was Tyler Black in Ring of Honor, and then
Yeah.
who knows where he went from there.
Yeah.
But that was his chant. People used to chant that to him.
El
Ole.
Generico's dead, Jack.
Yeah, but I'm saying he wasn't.
He went and started an orphanage. I think that was the story.
Yeah, he went.
Even though there was a storyline where he ate children.
Yeah, don't worry about that. What a gimmick. I still don't understand how, throughout his entire career, he wrestled in a mask with a fake accent and then got to WWE and went, right, we're going to take the mask off you.
You're going to have a normal name.
And now you're going to be like the best babyface ever at getting sympathy from the crowd. Because he wouldn't have had to use facial expressions under the mask.
No, although he did have... His mouth was always on show. It was like Ray's mask in the way it was constructed.
Yeah.
So... Seth trying to shove Ray's face straight into the point of the kendo stick.
He just pulls it out in anger.
Yeah.
Nope.
And now we've got a wrestling match again.
Oh, they've realised that banging on the plexiglass makes a loud noise, have they?
Frog splash, but that ain't going to remove an eye.
Should have used the point of the frog splash.
Yes.
I don't remember how this ends.
You don't remember who wins?
No. I'm gonna say Seth.
I think once the you get to the end, it'll all come flooding back to you.
Ray's got so many moves that you can only do on Ray. Like, so it's like offense on himself.
Yeah.
Like, because you see the same stuff in his matches, like that alley-oop thing. That gets done on him a lot. It's weird. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, his size just plays a huge factor with that.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was, but they talk about Rollins and just say he's one of the most, like, resilient people in a wrestling ring. Like, you can just chuck him anywhere and he will just come back.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any insane things he did.
I mean,
like that.
Just the way he sells, like, he really chucks himself. That DDT, the tornado DDT that Rangers did, like, you really see him.
He almost spikes himself, doesn't he, on the way down?
Because he just he's like Ziggler.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Ziggler, where the way he jumps into the barrier.
Yeah. He just threw himself back straight into the barrier. And again.
A hell of a move.
I think Ziggler's quite unique with his selling, though.
It's over the top, but it walks that line of, like, being amazing. Mm-hmm. So it's an art in itself. Ray will never watch his son be married. Yeah, but to who? He's got, like, 3 wives at the minute.
We haven't reached that point yet.
Yeah, that's Ridge Holland. He's got a flat cap on.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, absolutely right.
And I'm pretty sure that's Von Wagner.
Is it?
Him.
Yeah, I thought you meant the one in between Ridge and him. I don't know who that is. Oh, he's got the point of the kendo stick on Seth's eye.
Oh, he's grinding it.
Hearing Samoa Joe saying, "Oh, he's grinding it," is that's bizarre.
That was, with the point of his boots.
He's still got his eye though. It's fine. The match can continue.
Wasn't it his left eye?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not Rey Mysterio's shoe. I don't know where it hit. No, Seth's got Ray's eye on the steel steps again. And Ray hits a stomp, which is very surprising.
It's such a good move. Such a good move.
You saw Odyssey Jones then.
Is he in the crowd, is he?
Yeah, I saw him.
His thing's come off.
Yeah, but you can see he's got a white contact in.
He always had white contacts, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's pure white. He always had the white contacts, but you still see his pupils.
I thought that's what it was.
No, it's all white.
That looks so stupid. You're trying to tell me that Rey Mysterio is stronger than Seth Rollins there.
But Seth saves himself with a low blow. His eye was on the steel step, though.
Oh, that's hard to see, isn't it? In the Apollo top. Oh, it's gone really quiet.
all the
creepily
sucked
quiet.
out of the room.
That's what kicking a man in the bollocks will do.
And Seth's bleeding a little bit in his eye.
Yeah, it's really red, isn't it?
Stomp from Seth.
It's just, boo, you suck, Seth. Yeah.
Boo.
You're a bad person. Oh, he's sexy crawling like McIntyre when he won the belt.
He's like snarling at Ray. Now, this is very believable that Seth would overpower
Yeah, this is
Ray.
what I mean. Like, yeah. and not just because Ray's really small, it's because Seth is, like, big. Like, he's got that, like, I'm strong body.
So what's most stupid about this match is we've seen a horror movie or two in our time. Considering this is supposed to be PG, how do you portray a removal of an eye and keep it PG?
You don't show it?
Yeah, you don't really show it. So I think Seth's gearing up to sort of kick the back of Ray's head. Yeah. However, it's done. The eye's out.
It's out. I mean, Seth's pretending to be sick. Oh, he is being sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think he put something in his mouth. I don't think he is being sick. But Ray's just saying stuff that's really out of pocket. Like, in the best impression I can give, he's like, this feels weird. That's the kind of stuff he's saying. Like, I can't see.
I had a friend of mine have laser eye surgery, and they said they take, like, your eye out. It might not have been laser eye surgery, but he had his eye taken out at one point, and he said it's really disorientating.
No, it'd make you feel sick.
Because, he said one eye was like looking here and then the other was like looking up. And it was like his brain just couldn't comprehend what was happening. I can't remember why, but I remember hearing that story and just thinking, ugh.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. And I can explain exactly what it is, thanks to, you remember Brainiac?
Yeah,
They
I
explained
do,
it quite well.
Go on.
So, science lesson with Jeremy, everyone. The hairs in your ears, they tell you like movement by the way that they move in your ear canal. So when what your eye is registering and what your ear hairs are registering is vastly different, it sort of tells your brain that something's wrong, and that's why you feel sick. So it's saying, oh, there's something wrong with the body here. Maybe there's something wrong inside that we need to get rid of. Which is why if...
so that's what vertigo is, I assume.
It's what car sickness is as well.
Okay.
Because obviously if you're looking at something, particularly if you're like looking at your phone or you're reading or something like that, like the hairs in your ears telling you you're moving and what you're looking at is telling you that you're not moving.
Ah.
It's really bizarre.
We talk about wrestling.
And, Rey Mysterio losing his eye, obviously.
Okay. Oh, and they're doing serious commentator voice.
Yeah, and we're backstage with Bayley. It's because of Rey losing his eye, and Bayley's being asked about what she would say to Rey and him losing his eye.
I wonder if it's going to be something heelish and snide. Oh, it was. It was something heelish and snide. Why is she smacking the belts off things?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure she just used loads of other wrestlers' nicknames then. Gold standard was Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
What was the other one she said?
She said legit boss, but that is hers.
That is hers. The Blueprint. Matt Morgan,
Oh, yeah.
Matt Morgan in TNA. There we go.
So I want you to just quickly look at my notes and see that I scribbled something out.
Mm-hmm.
They essentially tee up the Wyatt Swamp fight, video package and all, and it's not the match.
Oh, right. I mean, pandemic was horrible, wasn't it? And it did horrible things for wrestling. But we got cinematic matches out of it. And if you have to think, like, if cinematic matches didn't have come along, Undertaker wouldn't have had his last match.
Very true. But he would have had a last match.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been as good as it was, because like a cinematic match can work around your limitations and things. Because that was the whole thing for the Undertaker, wasn't it? Trying to find his last match that he was happy with and that he was proud of. But no, it was like Goldberg.
And it turns out it was a movie.
And it was Roman Reigns. Like,
thankfully, it was AJ in the end.
Yeah.
And it was a movie.
Oh, Kabuki Warriors, man. They were so good.
They still are.
Yeah. But now they're Doomskirtle.
Doomskirtle? That's a t-shirt right there.
Well, there's no vowels in it.
Yeah, Doomskirtle.
Maybe I'm old. I don't know.
But there's no N either. It's like controllers in the keyboard control.
Kirtle.
Yeah, not control. Kirtle.
I like the way that they look like they don't know what they're doing, but they're having the best time.
Like, Asuka's had no shame with her entrance. She's always sung along to her theme song as she walks to the ring. Whenever she's introduced, and she does it here as well, she says everything the announcer's saying.
She's just having fun. Whereas Sasha's is really over rehearsed and
it's Snoop Dogg as well, singing her theme.
I think that's called rapping. Asuka's just stood there going.
They're just taunting them.
Kyrie just sat there on the ring ropes,
staring at the smiling like, what are you going to do?
Just that if Kyrie never had left, like we got robbed so many good years of Kabuki Warriors.
I am surprised Kyrie's never been world champion.
Yeah. Was
Like,
Asuka just yawning then?
Probably. It seems like the kind of thing Asuka would do to just mess with Sasha.
Yeah, did she never hold the main women's title?
No, she was NXT champion, but she wasn't world champion. She won the first ever Mae Young Classic, I think, as well.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I think it was the first one. She might have won the second one. But she's definitely won one. Here we go. Let's look at Asuka.
Is she just repeating it but in Japanese?
No, she is miming it. She was saying that in perfect English. Just along with the announcer. And really brash. Raw Women's Champion.
Oh, she's so good.
We love her.
What I like about her as well is she knows when to turn it on and turn it off. So she's in there with Sasha Banks at the minute. So there's no starting it being all stupid. As soon as the bell rings, it's like, right, go.
Business.
Yeah. Like she treats everyone that is a threat like a threat.
Yeah.
Because, if you're in the ring with Sasha Banks, she is a legitimate threat. Also a legitimate boss, I'm told.
Yeah, that is the rumour.
Just shouting whenever she locks up. But it's always in Japanese and it's so good.
What just came into my head is a reference you'll get. Not everyone at home will get, but some of them will do. In my head, I just went, the rumour come out. Does Sasha Banks is boss?
I don't know, does she?
I don't know. It doesn't have to know. Oh, man.
For those that don't know, we're referencing Does Bruno Mars is Gay? That's a deep cut.
Look up that article and try and make sense of it.
Wow.
Yeah, Asuka had such a good run in NXT, back to your point about how she would treat everyone like a threat. When she was champion, every single match she had, she didn't squash anybody when she was champion.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Every match she had was really close. You could believe that she could be beaten.
That's the best way to have a good championship reign, isn't
exactly.
it? If you seem like it's completely unattainable, you know who's winning.
Yeah, I feel that way about Cody's reign, to be honest. They're teeing up these challenges and it's kind of obvious that they're not going to win.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt that with Priest. I was like, they could do it here. They could do it here. I think we're going to have that problem with Gunther as well.
Yeah, Gunther's going to hold it for a while.
That's the problem. If you know he's going to hold it for a while, it takes all the stakes out of the matches.
I don't know who takes that off him, Braun?
Cena could do it.
Braun's beaten him before.
Yeah, only 3 people in the WWE have beaten him.
Yep.
And that is Braun, Sammy, and Ilya.
For some reason, I thought that Dunn had as well, but...
No. Dunn's had to take over matches with him, but...
Yeah.
Gunther's always won.
Or for some reason, Dunn or Bate, I thought, had him. But,
yep, another takeover match.
But yeah, they I think that's just going back to NXT UK days.
Yeah, I think Cena could be the one to do it, though. Give him number 17.
Deserves it.
Would add prestige to the World Heavyweight Championship, even more so than Gunther's going to add.
Well, that's it. The only... Because that's over half of the people that have held that belt are first-time world champions, aren't they? Because only 4 people have held it.
Yeah, that's right.
Seth McIntyre for 2 minutes. Priest
and then Gunther, yeah.
But yeah, give it to a good... I mean, yeah, it'd be good for Cena to have that record. But it shouldn't be at Gunther's expense. Unless Gunther takes it back off him.
Maybe. They could do a rematch.
Why break up a...
I think if Cena was to win a title, he wouldn't be holding it for long.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Or he would just retire it. Vacate it. But that's not very Cena. It's not a very Cena thing to do.
No. If he did, I think you said this in a previous episode, it'd be an open challenge situation and whoever beats me retires me.
Yeah, that's why I think for Danielson as well.
Yeah.
I like that. Sasha goes for a sunset flip to the outside. Asuka holds on, then just starts slapping Sasha's hand away.
Just Asuka shouting.
There you go, prime example.
Yeah, it's so good. And she could just be saying absolutely nothing. But she says it so confidently.
Oh no, she definitely screams stuff in like legit Japanese. I remember seeing that one promo she cut. I think it was on EO, wasn't it?
Oh, where they were
And
shouting.
they translated it.
Yeah.
And it was stuff you'd actually hear wrestlers shout to each other.
That was the baka baka baka
Yeah, I
one,
think
wasn't
so,
it?
yeah.
Because that's...
That's iconic for Asuka.
I learned from that promo that means stupid. So she was just calling her stupid over and over again. That's a short finger lock. She's doing a Pete Dunne. Was Pete Dunne a thing?
I always knew she
in
was
WWE
Butch.
at this point?
The UK Championship was 2019.
Okay,
I think.
yeah.
Might have been earlier than that, actually. So I believe Pete Dunne has won and lost the UK Championship at this point.
He was the second, wasn't he? Bate was the first.
Bate was the first. There's only ever been 5 people, 5 reigns.
Bate.
Yep.
Dunne.
Yep.
Gunther.
Yep.
Ilya.
Yep.
Dunne.
Nope.
Gunther.
No.
Bate. Bate.
And then they unified it with
Oh,
Braun.
Bate lost to Braun. Yeah, I remember.
I think that's right.
That's mad, isn't it? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, Gunther held that belt for like 800 days. So
Yeah. I can't quite remember the ratio of it when I worked it out, but I'm pretty sure I did it in the middle of like his IC reign.
Right.
I think the whole time that he's been employed by WWE, he spent more time holding a title than he hasn't held
that
a
makes
title.
perfect sense.
I'm not sure what that is now because there was that period in between IC and heavyweight where he didn't have a belt.
Yeah, it was only a 4-month stretch though, from
Yeah.
like WrestleMania to SummerSlam.
But that's still a long time.
Well, considering he's been with the company 5 years. At
And
least 5 years, actually, because he was at Survivor Series 2019.
And you have to think 800 plus days UK title, 666 days IC. I mean, that's...
Like 1,500 days.
Yeah, that's...
Which is almost 5 years. Oh, that's about 4 years.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's craziness. And there's only 2 belts he's held.
No, he's had 3.
He's holding one now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up, Jack.
It's still fresh in the memory.
That spot where they catch the kick.
Yeah.
Always like... It always looks weird to me.
Is it the panto acting?
Yeah, because
You grab the leg and they're like, oh, I fucked up.
It's without going into it too much. Like I used to do Thai boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I stand southpaw, and I used to catch people's kicks all the time. And it's
Because
not,
they'd kick with their right and you were...
yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a very nice thing to do. But if you pull, they just come
Yeah.
forwards and go on
They're
the
coming
floor.
with you.
And I used to do it all the time to people, all the time. And it's not a very nice thing to do, but it's yeah.
Is it legal?
Depends.
That's the question.
Depends. Yeah.
So if it's legal, fuck them.
Pulling the leg forward so they sort of do the splits. You'd only do that during like sparring. You wouldn't do
Right.
that during because you can really hurt someone with that.
Mhm.
In like competitive fights, it's a lot better and it's not illegal if you catch the kick and then kick the inside of the leg that's standing.
So they
and
come
then
down.
they hit the floor.
Yeah.
That's the way you would do it.
So you would just sweep.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, whenever I see someone catch a kick, that's the first thing that goes into my mind. I don't know why no one in wrestling does it. Just go. Whoop.
I feel like I've seen it in matches before.
Someone with combat experience, I imagine, would do it, like a Malachi or someone like that.
Do you know who I can imagine doing it? Lesnar.
I can't.
I imagine just holding the leg and just the stare, and then hand on the chest and leg behind the other leg. And
Yeah.
just, down you go. Actually, Joe would do it as well.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Joe do it.
That might be
now
who
you
I'm
said
thinking
it,
of.
yeah.
So I know I've seen someone do it.
That power bomb into the plexiglass made a hell of a noise.
That's why they did it.
I'm quite impressed Sasha held Asuka up for that long because there's not a lot of Sasha, is there? There's
got to be something to be able to do that.
There's not a lot of Sasha, and
there is more of Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka.
I get what you get.
Asuka's not exactly skinny, but she.
I know what you get.
Yeah. I'm glad you got what I mean. I got
no
idea. I'm just gonna keep digging until you say
it's the same as anyone else. It's the same as Ray picking up Seth.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely plausible.
Well done, Jack. Both feet.
How did they taste?
Like shame.
I think Sasha's getting annoyed that she can't put Asuka away, Jack.
She keeps saying, I'm ready for Asuka. I told you I was ready for Asuka.
Is she the mum in Nutty Professors? What are you doing?
Well, that's just... That was legit impression.
It wasn't even a Boston accent.
I can't do a Boston accent.
You've seen The Departed. You could do a Boston accent.
I'll embarrass us all if I do it. And by us all, I mean you. Us sat in this room. Can I do a Boston accent? I'm trying to think of a famous, quote that's in Boston. I know...
you a co-op?
I know Mark Wahlberg in The Departed.
Oh, yeah.
How's your mother? She's tired from fucking my father.
There you go, you got it.
Oh, what a film. This guy, very unenthusiastically, just... Come on! That's right, Byron. Asuka is one of the greatest superstars in the world today.
Even 5 years later. 4 years later.
I mean, she's injured at the minute, isn't she? I think.
Maybe. They might just not be using her at the moment. For a second, I forgot who the world champions were. I think she'd be a decent opponent for Nia.
Asuka?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah.
Because Liv, she'd have to scrape through, I think, for a match with Asuka. Ready for a Sasha botch? We love Sasha botches, don't we?
Oh, God.
Go for a German off the top. Sasha goes to land on her feet and just doesn't. She lands on her knees.
Oy, she landed on her head and her feet at the same time.
And again, she does a Steiner special and slips off the second rope.
Asuka didn't know whether to sell that or not, did she? She just sort of fell.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, she landed on all fours pretty much from the German suplex Sasha did.
That had to hurt anyway. That might be why she slipped. She landed right on her knees.
She's fucked her knee.
Yeesh. Get out of my face, ref. Doesn't even call him by his name.
Sasha has always been really good at being a brat, hasn't she? That's always been her thing.
And she can wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into this here. Does the knee come into play for the finish then? Because I wonder if that was all...
It does not.
Okay, right, okay.
Bailey trying to distract the ref, and Kairi's having none of it. You want to talk about women there's not a lot of. Kairi Sane.
Yeah. Oh, that was a bit clunky as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, lots of counter on counter moves, and they're giving away a little too much, I think. But Asuka going for the Asuka lock. Bailey throws the belt into the ring, and the rest are like, what the fuck are you doing? And Sasha's tapping.
I wasn't doing anything.
He's in there holding the belt. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Sasha's taking the belt, and the ref rightly takes it off of her. And Asuka missed the ref.
No, you hit him.
No, it was a miss.
Do you get it? Words are fun.
I've had a very long, hard day. And Bailey starts stripping the ref. Puts the shirt on, inside out. Doesn't even do a fast count. She does quite a slow count.
Yeah. Is that
I think the pause from the bell ringer should give you the answer to that. No, it's not.
right?
But Bailey bullies the bell ringer anyway into making him do it. And more booing from the dozens in attendance.
The tens of fans.
Yeah. But most importantly, Sasha is not champion.
This will be good, I think. Ziggler is going to be good in a situation where there's like minimal crowd noise, I think.
Yeah, and he is facing Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, I should say. I will say as well, for context, going into the storyline of this, is that Dolph won the opportunity to decide the match stipulation, and he has not given it up to this point, so he has full advantage.
Okay. Imagine if there was just a cage at the top, but I'm not going to tell you.
You'll never know.
I want it to be...
Fucking belt hanging from the top of the ring.
I want it to be a normal match with a cage above the ring.
First one to touch the cage wins.
Right. If you were Dolph Ziggler and you were facing a big, handsome Scottish man, what would you pick? What match would you pick?
Ugliest person wins.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Ding, ding, ding. Ring the bell! Yeah, going into this, I had completely forgotten what Dolph chose. And it's genius what he did choose.
This is crazy watching McIntyre with the title. Because he didn't hold that with fans. In fact, he lost it in front of fans, didn't he?
He never had an entrance holding that belt with fans, because I think Orton took it off of him.
Didn't Lashley?
That was the second time round.
Right.
Drew challenged Lashley at WrestleMania for it and didn't win.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And when Drew did win the title in front of fans, it was for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that was perfect. Like the story of that was perfect. See, this is what I mean about Dolph. Like he's
good at talking
just
trash.
yapping off. They got a bit of a history as well, haven't they, Dolph and McIntyre?
Have they?
Well, when McIntyre re-debuted, he debuted as Dolph's
yeah, they were
bodyguard,
together,
didn't
weren't they? Yeah.
It was that whole like Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and I
comparison.
remember Drew cutting a promo that really won everyone over.
Yeah, because that's when he came back, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because he won the NXT title, got injured during losing it, and then didn't come back to lose on the main roster.
I mean, he was never not in shape, but he left and he came back like a completely different person.
Right, here we go.
Oh, it's for him, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's an Extreme Rules match, but that only applies to Dolph Ziggler.
Smart.
So DQs and countouts will result in Dolph winning the title as well. So no champion's advantage, and Dolph can do what he wants to Drew, and Drew has to have a normal wrestling match.
I wonder who's going to win. Kid!
I think he is older than Drew.
Yeah.
He's just smaller than Drew.
Dolph, he's in his 40s, if I had to guess.
Early 40s. Very early 40s, if I had to guess.
He's definitely someone that shouldn't be wrestling at a level that he is now at his age. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That he's still going at such an elite level.
Drew just leads with a right hand straight to the mush.
Yeah, we were talking about how McIntyre came back looking like a completely different person. So I've watched most of now that interview he did with Chris Van Vliet, and he said that he didn't really change up his workout program. He just took his diet seriously.
Yeah, from what I hear from most people, that is 80% of the work.
Yeah. He said he was just eating what he wanted. And as soon as he started going, right, I'm going to track all my macros and micros and get enough protein and stuff, just suddenly went,
Yeah, that'll do it. And he did that while he was on the Indies as well.
Yeah.
And now he's in his first movie.
Yeah, with Batista, isn't it?
Yeah, Killer's Game, I think it was called.
It seems to be more and more wrestlers are trying to do that at the minute. They're almost using WWE as a platform for...
They know it's possible now, thanks to The Rock and even Steve Austin. And then you've got Batista and John Cena really proving that you can do it long term. And the WWE is the best practice for that kind of industry because they rely on you to be able to just do a take like that.
Yeah.
And this is all live. So there is no second take.
Who do you think the first female to break into Hollywood properly is going to be? And why should it be Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was Rhea Ripley. First name that came to mind. I was like, well, Ronda kind of has, but she wasn't WWE first.
Lynch.
Yeah, she's been in an episode or two of things. Sasha was in The Mandalorian, as we discussed earlier. So there's places for it. But it's who's going to be the movie star.
Yeah, I mean, Ripley's got it written all over her.
Definitely.
I
I think the problem, and I think this is a Hollywood thing more than anything else, is that it's hard to find movies where those kind of women can, like, flourish. Like, if you think of action movies that star women, they don't look like Rhea Ripley.
No.
Like, if you think of, I say, like Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any action movie that has a female lead, they are of a very, like, traditionally attractive build. Luckily, Rhea has that star quality, so I think she might break the mold with that, but it doesn't make it any less difficult.
Yeah. I'd like to see Rhea as like a female John Wick.
Yes.
And just have like...
That might be a good point to bring her into the fold of movies, actually. Just have her be one of the people in John Wick 5 or 6.
Yeah, that'd be good. Oh no, you'll get disqualified.
Don't do it, Drew! Oh, he avoided the table. It's okay.
He's like, oh, thank God I picked this man up and managed to... Thank God I'm as buff and as handsome and strong as I am. I thought I saw, this was ages ago, like a TV show that was sort of billed as a female John Wick, and it was Katie Sagal.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, of all the people that I could see being a female John Wick, Katie Sagal is up there. Yeah, she's great. That was Gemma in Sons of Anarchy for the uninitiated.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
She also voiced Layla in Futurama. Is it Layla? Leela in Futurama.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she's the mum in Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
Fuck. So Drew's chatting shit to Dolph, and Dolph
he just grabs him. Pathetic.
Look at the replay. That is not fake. That is a kick in the nuts.
It's the best reaction to being called pathetic as well. Just hoofing someone in the plums.
Yeah.
As hard as you can.
Pathetic am I? Well, you've got no fucking balls left, son.
How many chairs are in the ring all of a sudden? Is that 5?
Not enough. They are stiff shots with the chair as well.
Oh, if you look, you can see McIntyre going like that before he gets hit with every one. Oh, man.
Can't be fun to take.
No.
His bag's already starting to go red. And then Drew made the very smart decision to rest his neck on the edge of the chair.
The point of the chair.
The point of the chair, excuse me. Almost lost an eye.
Nearly lost a neck.
And then Dolph hits him on the back of the head, so he's Triple H and RVD'd himself.
No, that wouldn't have been on the back of the head. That's very illegal in wrestling.
Back of the neck, then, close enough.
Back, on the back of the back.
Enough to crush his larynx.
There was only 2 wrestlers that took chair shots to the back of the head.
Funk?
One was Foley and, yeah.
Foley and Funk?
No.
Foley and...
If you think about it, you'll figure it out. It's someone whose name I'm not gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there's no count out for Dolph either, is there? So it's only for...
Dolph can get counted out, but it means if Drew gets counted out, the title changes hands. It's still a normal wrestling match as far as Drew's concerned.
Watching Samoa Joe on commentary, I just don't find it believable that he's like backing off from people.
Yeah.
He should just... I would love it if he was still sat in his chair just going, what? Do something.
I wish he had. I know there were times during this era where people were mouthing off at Joe and he was just giving it back. But I think he was just clearing the way.
It's Ziggler's like shouting that gets it.
He does a famous one while standing on the table.
It just goes on.
The way it was, ah!
It goes on for so long. Ah! Ziggler's tights, he's definitely a choice, aren't they?
They're black and white and pink.
They're black, but they've got like white splatters on. And it's splatterings all up the inside. It looks a bit like...
Suspicious.
Yeah. It either looks like he's been redecorating a house or he's made a mess.
Either way, Plasterer's Radio.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it. I didn't want to do it.
You made the decorating comparison. It was there, man.
Like a candle maker's desk.
Like Jackson Pollock's mind.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he might have been redecorating his house. A lot of people did during COVID. There was not much to do, was there?
Yeah. He's come straight from repainting the living room. He didn't get any paint on his lovely rainbow flag, though. He's got his priorities straight.
Yeah. I mean, he's put the pink patches on over the top of the
I think those are supposed to be rips, so he's wearing like fishnet pink tights underneath. I think that's what that's supposed to look like.
Okay. Oh, God. They had to, like, trot around that upside-down chair. Like, come on! Go round. Careful.
Go carefully.
Careful. Did you not see the Ray match earlier? You can have an eye out.
Hell of a clothesline by Drew, to be fair. You heard the slap.
Oh, God.
We're talking about Ziggler selling, right?
For some reason, I thought the announce table was behind them then, and I was like, oh, is the back of his head going to bounce off the announce table?
No, but Drew tosses Dolph into the plexiglass, and it makes a hell of a noise. And
yeah, Dolph just is just going to jump into it, isn't he? Oh, this was always a good move. It's like that reverse Alabama slam, isn't it?
It needs to be the right person to take that, though. And Ziggler's the perfect person to take a move like that.
Do you remember when Riddick Moss took it and landed right on his head?
No.
Like spiked himself on his head. And he that was the time he was with Corbin, and I remember it happening because Corbin got straight in the ring and got like right in McIntyre's face as if to say like, leave him alone for a minute. Like Corbin is one of those people that took concussions very, very seriously.
I know he did. I imagine that's a very difficult move to take, though, that reverse Alabama slam, because you've got to shift your weight forward on the way round so that your opponent can get you round, and then also balance it out before you hit the mat. So I'm guessing that's just not what.
And if you tuck your chin as well, you're going down head first.
Yeah.
So
I think
weird
Moss just
move.
didn't do that.
I mean, I think he tucked his chin, but he tucked his chin, and it was overshot.
Yeah.
And he does land like. It is horrible, to be fair. In fact, I'm going to find it.
It's like how they had to change the pedigree after that one botch.
Yeah.
And they stopped hooking the arms for so long. Because who was it? Was it the Red Rooster? Or someone like that spiked their head? I can't remember who it was.
Oh, it was just a jobber. It was like a no-name jobber.
Was it Elimination Chamber?
Horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a shifting of the weight thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. No, thank you. No more of that. Elbow drop from Ziggler, though, through a table to the outside.
It's just gone through a table. Yeah. But get in the ring. Get in the ring. Come on. This is a wrestling match. Can't be lying down on the floor. I mean, it's a hell of an elbow drop as well. He doesn't even try and protect himself. It was very Macho Man-esque.
Yeah. Referees to a count of 7. Drew beats Ziggler into the ring. You see Ziggler getting more and more frustrated. There are a few spots in this that I thought could have ended the match. Like, I'm pretty sure at some point Ziggler does a famouser onto a chair.
Right.
And it doesn't put Drew away.
Oh, this might be it here.
Yeah.
Give us a kiss, did he just say? Fucking Saxton. Oh, give us a kiss!
Only if it's from Glasgow.
It's like sort of drunken aunt would say at
Yeah.
a party. Oh, give us a kiss.
Kind of famouser. Zigzag. Here it is. So, famouser, zigzag, Uranagi onto a chair, and it doesn't put Drew away.
Look at Ziggler's back.
And his elbows.
He's bleeding as well.
Yeah.
It goes to show that I know the wrestlers have all said they hated it because there's almost no atmosphere, but they really, really tried to put on a good show, didn't they?
You have to. You can't just hold off because there's no one there.
Yeah. Because I know like it was almost unwatchable at points. Because it was just like, oh, this is... But they really tried. Like, and it's commendable.
Depends on what you go for, really. Because, I mean, AEW would have had these same problems, but because they were starting out, they didn't lose a lot.
Yeah. Why won't you die? All I'm thinking of is Austin Powers now.
It's his time. It's obviously Ziggler's time. Kip up Claymore. Such a cool move.
Yeah.
The kip up Claymore. And Drew retains.
Good match.
Probably best match of the night, I'd say.
I mean, given the two people in the match, it was always going to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course. And the stipulation kind of actually added to it, which isn't always the case with Extreme Rules matches.
The ref, come here.
Raise my hand, ref. Got to enjoy this moment, though. Drew on the top rope again. Because we don't know when we'll ever see it again.
What, McIntyre with a belt?
Or doing that pose with the belt as well.
Oh, soon.
Because I don't think he did it at WrestleMania. He went straight outside and started bragging on the announce table.
He did, didn't he? It's got to be soon, surely. Like, he's doing the best work of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this the Swamp match?
Main event.
Put your teeth away, Corey.
I disagree.
Let me have this. Don't...
You know me, I've loved some of the cinematic matches that have been put on. This is not one of them.
Oh, Braun's got like...
Trucker hat on.
Yeah, trucker hat and camo trousers. He's ready for a swamp.
And he hasn't pissed in these ones either.
Oh, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's just weird seeing Swamp Bray again, though.
Bayou Bray.
Buzzard Bray.
Turn the lights off outside.
On the car. Turned the lights off on the car with his spookiness and disappeared into the night.
I still have the price sticker on there.
So, yeah, we've got Braun Strowman facing Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt swamp fight, I think they call it. And notice the lack of the word match. It's a Wyatt swamp fight.
Yeah, this match is very, very good for Bray. Braun's not really known for his acting chops, is he?
Yes, I will point out again, though, not a match. You need to make peace with that before it's over. Not a match.
Well, it was Abyss.
It could have been. I think it's supposed to emulate Brody without being Brody.
Yeah, I've got the tone for this match now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So are these supposed to be other like Wyatt family members?
Yeah, people on the Wyatt compound, I guess you would call it. Yes.
Oh, he got tapped with a shovel.
Yeah, that was more than the tap.
It just looked like he went...
But who did it? Who did it, Jack?
Oh no, was it Braun?
It was Braun himself.
Oh, for God's sake. And he's pissed himself.
And his black sheep Braun.
That's one thing with the Wyatt family that I like just never got explained. Like, two of them had a mask, but one of them didn't have a mask, and one had a boiler suit. And it was like, what's going on here? But it's like, no, don't worry about any of that. Oh, Braun just knocked Braun on the head with a shovel. And
That's a weird sentence, isn't it?
oh,
You played Resident Evil 7, haven't you?
I've never played a Resident Evil game.
This is very Resident Evil 7 in the tone, because that's kind of like set in like a swamp as well.
Is that the one with, what's it, Pyramid Head?
No, that's Silent Hill.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. I've never played either, but I really like the visual of Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
Like just a big guy with a pointy thing dragging a massive sword. I think it just looks so cool.
Yeah, I think the Resident Evil 7, it's like Deliverance with fucking superpowers, essentially. So that really gives off the tone I think they were going for here.
Oi! Bray's old theme, Broken Out in Love. Such a good theme. You telling me Braun Strowman can't break out of a wooden chair?
It's the chains that are doing it.
But they're tied to the wooden chair, aren't they? Just rip them off. Bray looks like he's got chewing gum in his mouth.
I think he has.
But he's trying not to chew it. like when you were in school and you weren't allowed to chew chewing gum, but you did anyway because you were a bit cool.
You were just watching the teacher.
You'd have to...
Teacher, turn around.
Yes.
Yeah, I think any time he tries to... Well, you can very obviously see that Braun's not tied to the chair. He's just tucked his arms under the chains.
Yeah.
But I will also say any movement he does, because it's a rocking chair, he can't break it with the momentum. So that does make sense. But look at his arms. And Bray gives a little monologue for us all.
Amazing. I've just realised both of us have been sat here for watching this entire monologue just mesmerised.
I was going to say...
Bray, yeah.
I was going to apologise to the audience because we're about 6-7 minutes into this match and Bray's performance has been so captivating that we can't say anything. We're sucked in completely.
Oh, man. We didn't know how good we had it, did we?
No.
Whatever happened to that film that he was shooting? Do you remember
I'm not
that?
sure because I never found out what the name of it was and I'm sure it's either still in production or it's been released.
Yeah. I'll have to look out for that. Braun's going to bust out of that thing any minute. He's going to Hulk out. Oh, there's Rowan's sheep mask in the back.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's got a little beard under it as well from like leaves and stuff. Like I said, there's all sorts of references in this match. Like the bloke in the wife beater at the beginning, it was an obvious reference to Luke Harper.
Yeah. That barrel just says run on the back.
We're doing like Fiend references here and there.
Mm. That's a fucking snake,
it's
isn't
a
it?
snake. And unfortunately for you, Chad, they linger on the snake a little too long. Before it inevitably bites Braun. And then Braun just wakes up out of the chair.
Runs through the fire.
Yeah. Just attacks the people around him.
Yeah, I don't know if that is supposed to be Rowan and Harper.
I don't know if that's supposed to be Rowan, but there's a bloke in...
One's in a boiler suit. So maybe when you join the Wyatt family, you get a choice of like tank top you could never wash in jeans or a boiler suit.
Or a fucking Jimmy... Is it Jimmy Buffett? Fucking Jimmy Buffett Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah. No, only Bray gets the Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah, because he's the leader.
Yeah.
This man, one of the extras just sat on fire and he's just running around. Not really running anywhere in particular.
Stop, drop and roll. Is that Bliss?
Yeah, it's Bliss. Calling for Braun.
Oh, they got a weird history as well.
They have, and they reference it.
What were they called? Team Little Big?
That was it.
Yeah. One thing I remember about them, which was really funny, was Braun trying to teach her how to flip cars. and she's got his t-shirt on.
Yeah.
And it's fucking massive. It's so funny. I remember when he tries to put her t-shirt on as well.
Just like
And he just goes, oh, thanks. And he just rips his t-shirt off like, to put it on. He's like, oh, new one. Look at me that. It's so good.
I miss those years because that was just after the I'm not finished with you bit as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Get these hands here.
Yeah.
Like, Braun, yeah. Don't take his eye out. We've seen that.
No more eye play.
Oh, Bliss has already been in it. Eyes have been in it.
And Braun's just chokeslammed Bray into a boat.
Okay. I wonder if this is a Cape Fear reference.
Haven't seen Cape Fear.
I won't say anything then. You know the character of Bray, the Swamp Bray, was basically just...
Was that De Niro?
Yeah, it was De Niro did the remake,
right.
Yeah, which is obviously the most famous one. And then was it Robert Mitchum did the first one?
Not sure.
I think.
Because wasn't that... Well, isn't this like a Degrees of Separation thing where Waylon Mercy was the character that was based on the character in Cape Fear? Or was Waylon Mercy the character in Cape Fear?
Yeah.
Right.
No, Waylon Mercy
was a wrestler.
Was Dan Spivey.
Who basically had that gimmick. There's the guy in Cape Fear. And then Bray took...
Yes.
Which is why you've got
But
Mercy the Buzzard.
But Waylon Mercy, the gimmick, wasn't around for that long. I mean, I think it was... You can... It's matches rather than years. Yeah, because he was just... Dan Spivey's body was just falling apart by that point. Yeah. He just couldn't do it.
So Bray's floated away in the boat, and then the boat has floated back without him. No one's in the boat, and Bray's walked into the swamp water. I wonder what will happen. Another tap with the shovel.
Oh, don't get your dreads wet, Bray. They'll smell. Does someone get eaten by a crocodile in this?
No, there's just
right,
images of
right.
crocodiles flashing. I think they're just insinuating there are crocodiles in the water. There's no crocodiles in the water.
No, I mean, they're coming up from being submerged very clean, if that is a swamp.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think someone's just thrown a load of lily pads onto a lake. Lots of like insinuation of being drowned.
Oh, I'm going to climb up by this handy ladder that's just here
I hope
as
there's
well.
nothing at the top.
God, seeing Braun Strowman, like, vulnerable like that is really odd, isn't it?
That's because of the supernatural stuff, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I thought Bray was going to piss on him.
Because he was stood over it.
Yeah.
No, he just swung the shovel and Braun managed to move out of the way. In no space.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Bray just beating the shit out of Braun with an axe handle.
Looks it the other way. Oh! that's way easier.
I don't think he wants to kill Braun. I think he wants to re-recruit Braun.
He just wants to drown him a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay,
a little bit of
right.
drowning. Inhale a little bit of water. You'll be fine.
What's it say on the back of his arm there?
Oh no, it's in a terrible font.
Yeah, the second letter is a C and it ends in an R. That's all I got. Scour. I don't know.
Oh, Braun gives Bray a big foot, and he falls into the water.
Foots him into the water, doesn't it?
Right, good footing.
Is Bray going to come up speaking in tongues?
Don't say it's over, Braun, because that means
it's
not over.
But the graphics, come on.
Oh, that means it must be over.
Oh, that means it's over. And he said it's over. He's confirmed
And we're
it.
lingering in silence, and there's your mandible claw.
Oh no! Hashtag swamp fight.
So intrusive.
I know.
It's that in the corner the entire time. Oh, bubbles underwater.
Oh, bubbles.
That's not a good sign.
That was weird. Oh, it's very calm now, isn't it?
It's almost as if nothing's moving under the water, Jack.
Very peaceful.
Just have a nap. Hold that thought.
Oh, there's red bubbles.
Oh, the water's turned red.
Oh, it's like a lava lamp. Oh, this isn't Matt Hardy's Lake of Resurrection, is it? Or nope, it's this freaky as fuck fiend. Jesus Christ, I forgot how scary that thing is. Oh my God.
The end. Good night, Jack. So I literally have in my notes here, Bray wins.
I mean,
Because the Fiend comes out of the water. We don't see Braun again. I told you it wasn't a match.
so was that done to like write Braun off?
He's champion. He's the Universal Champion.
Was he?
Yes. You can tell from that graphic, Braun is holding the Universal belt.
Oh my God.
So going into and out of that match, Braun is Universal
So
Champion.
what was the fallout from that? Do you remember?
I know they have a match at SummerSlam not long after this, and the Fiend wins. After that, I'm honestly not too sure.
So the Fiend wins the belt.
Fiend wins the belt.
And then Roman takes it. Yeah.
Roman takes it in a triple threat by pinning Braun. So at some point they would have teed up the Fiend versus Roman, and it just never happened. In hindsight, I wouldn't want it.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. Because someone's got to lose in that match.
And we know who's going to lose. If Goldberg can beat him and Randy Orton can beat him, Roman can definitely beat him.
And Seth can get DQ'd against him in a
It wasn't a DQ.
Hell in a Cell.
It wasn't a DQ. It was a no contest, which is worse. But that was the horror show at Extreme Rules.
That's the first time I've watched that, and it's mental.
It is mental.
That was a
isn't it?
mental time.
Pandemic Wrestling is going to be really good for the show because it is absolutely insane.
I mean, credit where credit's
Since we're mates, Jack,
What?
I'll let you have another go at that
Thanks.
one.
Credit where credit is due. They tried something different, and that was the result.
You gotta,
Say what you want about it, but they had to change because the entire world changed.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got to commend them for that.
Yeah.
It was wild and it was out there, but so was being locked in your house for a year.
Yeah. A couple of good matches on that card for sure. Like the Drew and Ziggler match, the tag match that opened the show.
Yeah.
So kind of boring stuff in between. Like neither
the Sasha Asuka match was good.
Yeah, Bailey and Nikki didn't really stand out too much. MVP just winning the US title out of nowhere. That was weird.
Yeah.
But
yeah, at some point they must have got the belt off Apollo.
He's not champion now.
Yeah, we need no, then I mean, we need your belt. Oh, I can't compete. Yeah, but we still need your belt.
I think that was the new belt design.
Okay.
Like I said, that's when they introduced the new belt.
Yeah.
So MVP was like, guess that's mine now because Apollo's not here to take it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Must have been. But anyway, that was Extreme Rules 2020, the horror show at Extreme Rules, I should say. Thank you very much for watching or listening. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. Let us know what episodes you'd like us to cover in future. Until the next one.
Run!